So, what's the single biggest decision you're going to make for your puppy in their first year? It's not the toys, it's not even the training, it's what you put in their bowl. Today, we're going to get this right. We're building the foundation for your dog's entire life by diving deep into puppy nutrition. This is the key to raising a happy, healthy dog from day one. Oh, and there is nothing like this feeling, is there? That absolute rush of excitement and joy when you bring that new puppy home. It's an amazing moment. Your whole world just shifts on its axis. But then, reality sets in. Usually it hits you right in the middle of the pet food aisle, surrounded by 1,000 bags of food. And you think, how do I actually turn this tiny little fur ball into a strong, healthy dog? Well, let's cut through all that noise right now and get straight to the science. Okay, first things first, and this is probably the most important thing to get your head around. Puppies are not just tiny versions of adult dogs. Their bodies are basically full-on construction zones, growing at an incredible rate, and they have completely unique needs to get the job done. I mean, think about the energy they need. Until they get to about 40% of their adult weight, puppies are absolute metabolic furnaces. They need about twice the energy per pound that a full-grown dog does. They are just burning through fuel like crazy to build everything. And that is why puppy food is not just some marketing trick. It's a biological necessity. Think of it like a specific blueprint for growth. It's packed with more protein to build muscle, more calories for all that energy, and the exact nutrients they need to construct everything from strong bones to a healthy brain. And here's a wild fact that might actually surprise you. See, adult dogs can kind of self-regulate how much calcium they absorb from their food. Puppies? They can't. Their system is still so new that they basically just absorb whatever calcium is in their food. This makes getting the balance in their diet absolutely critical. And this just shows you how high the stakes are. It is a total Goldilocks situation. If you have too little calcium, you're risking weak bones and even fractures. But too much calcium is just as bad, especially for bigger breeds, because it can cause really serious skeletal problems. The food has to be just right. All right, so we get the why. Now let's get into the how. I'm going to give you the tools you need to walk into any pet store and feel totally confident that you're picking the right food for your pup. The number one most important thing to look for on any bag of puppy food is this right here, the AAFCO statement. AAFCO sets the nutritional standards for pet food in the US. If you see this statement, it's basically a guarantee that the food is complete and balanced for a puppy's growth. It's your safety net. If a food doesn't have it, just walk away. So, how do you actually do this in the store? It's easy. Just use this simple 3-step check on any bag you pick up. Step 1, find that AAFCO statement we just talked about. Step 2, look for the little chart called the guaranteed analysis. And step 3, just take a quick scan of the first few ingredients. So, what are you looking for in that analysis? Well, here are the numbers. For growth, you want to see a minimum protein of 22.5% and a minimum fat of 8.5%. That critical calcium level, it should be somewhere between 1.2 and 1.8%. And for the ingredients, the very first thing on that list should be a real animal protein, like chicken or lamb, not some kind of filler. Okay, you've picked out the perfect food, awesome. Now let's talk about building the perfect daily routine, because how much you feed and when you feed is all about consistency. Puppies have these tiny little stomachs and super fast metabolisms, which means they need to eat smaller meals more often. So a good rule of thumb is to start with 4 meals a day. Then, as they get bigger, you can drop that down to 3 meals around 4 months old, and then finally land on 2 meals a day once they're over 6 months. And the big question, how much? Well, on the back of every single bag of food, you're going to find a feeding chart that looks something like this. Use it as your starting point. But remember, every food is a little different, so always check the specific bag you're using. And think of it as a guideline. Watch your puppy's body and adjust if you need to. So what about treats? I mean, you need them for training, right? Of course. But they have calories. The best way to handle this is to follow the 90-10 rule. It's simple. A full 90% of your puppy's daily calories need to come from their complete and balanced puppy food. The other 10%, that's your budget for treats. This keeps their nutrition totally on track. Every one of these choices, getting the right food, setting the right schedule, keeping that balance, it's not just about getting through puppyhood. What you're really doing is making an investment in your dog's long, happy, and healthy future. Sooner or later, your puppy will be ready to graduate to adult food. Now, the timing really depends on their breed size. Smaller dogs mature way faster, maybe around 1 year, while some of the giant breeds might need puppy food for up to 2 years. Your vet is always going to be the best person to help you figure out that perfect time to switch. So, when you boil it all down, after everything we've just talked about, what is the single most important, most impactful choice you can possibly make for your puppy's health for the rest of their life? It's the food you choose to put in their bowl starting right now, today. You're not just filling a bowl to stop them from being hungry. You are literally building your best friend from the ground up, piece by piece, for a lifetime of health and happiness together. And now you know exactly how to do it.